First, what Mr. Jolly had mentioned a few minutes ago too, General Hickey, we hear the same concerns on people that have stepped forward to provide information in the Oakland office that have been retaliated against or interviewed or practically harassed about other issues when they thought they were coming forward to help. Instead, they're hauled in for review hearings on things that they actually were helping on instead, or made to feel like they're in trouble over that. So I would like to have the opportunity to approach you later, as Mr. Jolly mentioned, with some of these folks, because they've been retaliated against, and I think one is even on at least suspension or maybe been let go. So I would like to have that opportunity. Okay. And then as well, on when we talk about the bonuses, I think you reward the people that are grinding out the work at the ground level, making veterans claims be finished and finished accurately and with good quality. That's where we talk about bonuses, especially catching up on the backlog. When you start getting the mid-level management as well, or the top-level executive management, there's a little less justification when we're talking about these backlogs, these veterans living in their car because they can't get an answer back, or waiting years and years and years, or hearing about 96 boxes, or 56, or 58, or 14,000 files in Oakland, California. The captain of the ship goes with the ship, and the ship goes down, and the captain goes down with the ship. So at the upper level, I think it's highly inappropriate for veterans that are living in their car or contemplating suicide even, when we're seeing top-level people receiving bonuses. So I would like to consult with you as well on who's receiving them at the top level and why and how we justify that, and I'd like to see that reformed, as we've done legislatively a couple efforts to limit that around here. So that's just, again, that's a small part of the problem, but it's big in the eyes of the people.
Hey, Congressman, I did not give any bonuses to any VBA executives at the height of the backlog in 2012.
But they call them different things, and that's to kind of give us the
they got basic salary. They got no bonuses.
We'll investigate that more later. How many claims are currently pending at the Board of Appeals?
I have appeals at the Board of Veterans Appeals because they've already been, claims decisions have already been made. 72% of those are already being paid.
I mean a raw number. How many have been appealed?
I can get that for you in just a second, sir. I don't have it off the top.
We don't have a lot of time, so maybe a general number.
I'll flip quickly. Right now I have 276,000 things at the Board of Appeals, at the not at the Board of Veterans Appeals, in the whole end-to-end process. That includes VBA's portion, BVA's portion, VSO's portion, because they have a chance and opportunity to do things, and it does not include the court.
Whatever it is, that's a huge number. How long do you expect for them to grind through that with veterans who have already waited years, in many cases, to get from through the first point, and then to find out that their case has been tossed and pushed back to the Veterans Board of Appeals?
So, Congressman, I'm not going to blow any smoke on this. We need a better way to do this process, this appeals process. We are not doing the best we can do by veterans in this appeals process. I can tell you,
because 97% of them get remanded back, my understanding, to the regional office once again, and so it's a time lost for veterans. Big time, especially when they're in a bad way.
So first of all, our part, VBA's part of this is to do three things. Those three things that we do, we have done 25% more than we did 4 years ago. But I will tell you this. The remand is not necessarily because we made a wrong decision. The remand can be because the veteran came in a very open process that never ends and brought in a brand new thing that didn't exist at the time of the initial decision.
And additional information is a good thing.
It is.
It shouldn't have been in the appeal board probably to begin with because of bad decisions made at the local level. It should be a new
claim. It should be a claim for increase or a new claim. I agree with that.
And there's some funny business, as Mr. Arante kind of alluded to, with what's a new claim, what's an old claim on the date. We don't believe that the dates are still being maintained back to the... We're getting information on that once it becomes a new claim, that it's hard to go backwards like on the ankle example you had.
We can do that for you, Congressman, and we are working on that right now. I can tell you those claims, the full complete body of those claims, 14,000 of those, 10,000 of which we were able to grant on those provisionals, that we would not have been able to take care of those 10,000 veterans the way we did by doing that provisional process. That said, I understand, so that's why we are doing a 100% review of them.
Ms. Rubens, in the Oakland office, 14,000 claims were found stored in cabinets back in 2012. You visited that office and discovered these files were actionable, not just stored what have you. These were actionable claims that needed to be taken care of. They dated back to the early 90s. And you directed the office to process these claims immediately, yet we find that until very recently they hadn't hardly even been moved. And so what was your follow-up on seeing to those files, those claims that were stored in a cabinet somewhere dating back to the 90s?
Sir, in fact, in 2012, when we identified the volume of work that needed to be addressed in the Oakland Regional Office, there were a number of steps undertaken to include a large number of claims to be brokered so that they would get immediate attention by some of our highest performing offices. We also provided many help teams to come into Oakland to help to train them, to identify the system issues, and to ensure that they continue to work those claims, oldest claims first.
We know that some of those are still not done. We know some of them are stashed and still not completed. So, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back. Thank you.